Good morning to each and every one of you. If you can hear me, put a one in the chat. Let me know that you can hear me. We're about to get started with the trajectory point, which is our theme for March 2026, and this will be part two. And we are sharing this on the main platform this morning. And we will not be here long. We're going to move fairly quick, so make sure you have all of your note-taking utensils and everything together because we're going to be moving very fast. And I'll also update you on my experience in Dubai in this time of war and how that connects to the trajectory point teaching. We're going to look at the cosmic clock just a little bit. I'll be right back.
Looking for a vibrant community where faith meets empowerment? Welcome to the LRL community on Patreon. Here, you'll gain access to our financial wellness plan to level up your money game and the Build Your Immune System Health and Wellness Lifestyle Plan to keep your health in check. But that's not all. With the groundbreaking AIR project, we're creating jobs in Africa, beginning in Ghana. Plus, you'll unlock insider tips from senior executives across industries. And the best part? Be a part of our daily prayers, weekly coaching sessions with Dr. Larry Reid himself, Sundays at 8 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, the Breakdown Q&A Wednesdays at 7 p.m. Eastern on Patreon, and so much more. It's time to connect, grow, and thrive. Get the apps, grab the merch, and join us on patreon.com/Larry Reid Live. Let's build something amazing together. The LRL community is waiting for you. Church Critic by Dr. Larry D. Reid, an examination of the Larry Reid Live Show perspective. Available now on Amazon and Kindle. Inside, he shares his unfiltered perspectives on the issues the church often avoids: the role of women, deconstruction, fatherlessness, homosexuality, decolonization, and the clash between Western and African Christianity, and so much more. Get your copy today on Amazon and Kindle. Multimedia personality, comedic commentator, songwriter, recording artist, spiritual leader, author, and actor. Larry D. Reid is the founder of MBN Global, owner of LDR Enterprises based out of Atlanta, Georgia, and the spiritual leader of the Reformation Church of Atlanta. You can catch Larry Reid on the BET Plus original series Kingdom Business and on American Gangster Trap Queens, streaming online at BET.plus.
All right, so we are about to get started. You guys are going to have to give me a lot of grace this morning. I am way past the time I'm normally on Sunday morning, but with the clock moving up, losing an hour, and I was in 20-something hours of flight, I just had to take a moment to settle myself, and then I also needed to finish some of my work that I like to get done before I come and meet you every single week. Every single week here, not only do we start the week off with lots of teaching, amazing commentary and conversation surrounding a prophetic theme, it's really a group coaching, and we do it every single week on Sunday. Normally this takes place inside of Patreon, but with the climate the way that it is, and I don't care about being shadow banned and my followers not being updated whenever I'm live, I know the person that I need to be talking to going to hear my voice. And then they're going to come over to patreon.com, Larry Reid Live. And then I will then be able to go with them on a journey of them becoming. So I'm coming out here more often with what we have going on in our close community just so you can see. And we started off every single week with coaching and teaching and conversation. And then Tuesday through Friday, every morning. Maybe not every morning. That's why you need to make sure you text the word. Well, hold on. Why you do it now? The other one. You text the word Reformation to put it in that Kindle. so that I can send you a text whenever I'm teaching and doing prophecy and empowerment and stuff. And prayer happens Tuesday through Friday at 8 a.m. And this is a prayer community that began June of 2011. Wrap your mind around that now. June of 2011. How many of you have done something that consistently that long? That's just the prayer community has been in operation for, there were little breaks in between there, here and there, but for the most part has been mostly consistent, at least 80% from June 2011 to right here as I'm sitting here in this chair. It's been a long time. And you can be with us in those prayer moments. I really need to call them something else so you can understand what we do in those moments. We really use our mouth and our words at the top of the day to shape the day that we want. We use our mouth to manifest and to manage the energy of the day that we're entering into, and we do it at the mouth of the day. And we use our mouth at the mouth of our day. And that is basically what we do. So you can become a part of that, and you can actually learn proper articulation surrounding prayer. Now, I don't know what you think and what you believe, but I have seen a lot of people pray wrong. Laugh with somebody, there ain't no wrong way to pray. Yes, there is. There's a form and a methodology to prayer, and you absolutely can pray wrong. Now, this is what I believe. This is my point of view. You do not have to believe it. You do not have to share that point of view. But this begging aspect, see, in the oldest African spiritual systems, we're talking about the first civilization, how they practiced their spirituality. Prayer was never begging. In fact, the word prayer may not have even been used. It was communication with ourselves, and communication with nature that was an aspect or extension of God, and realizing that the dirt is me, the water is me, the sun, the air, is all a part of me. And the supreme creator made me and that too, and we are all one. The divine spirit, the God, the divine intelligence, source, creator, maker. That was basically the spiritual practices. And when you are in communication or community with source, your articulation in a prayer moment ain't got nothing to do with begging. You're using your own creative power and force because you know that he sits in me and I in him. This is a partnership. So it's really crafting words and articulating in a way to where stuff happen. And that's really what we need to move back to and get back. There must be a Sankova, the Sankovalization and the Africanization of our spirituality. We need to go back and pick up all of that and remember what worked and use that. This begging God and pleading and thanking him for his mercy and for his grace. All of that is a space of mind and posture of spirit that is weak. And it actually injures your self-belief. It actually injures your own voice and the vision that you have for yourself and how you identify within yourself about yourself. All of that messes that up. That's by design, y'all. That is not how Christianity was practiced in Africa. Remember now, Christianity, birthplace is Africa. It's not Europe. Although your Bible you use is white and European. Go and get the older Bible that has those conversations and those stories about the things, angels, ancestors, astrology, that you have ran away from. And as a result, you are not at the peak of your power. I'm not saying that you did not take the white man's tool when it hit your hand and you Africanized it. We call it the black church. It's actually hoodoo church. The songs we sing, the call and response, the movement of our bodies, the catching of the spirit, all that's back to original African spirituality that came over that water and then mixed in the Caribbean and in the dirty South and became what we call church now, but it's actually hoodoo. It's the mixing of Africa and that white man's tool, his version of Christianity, because you are who you are. Your prayers were different than his prayers. Your songs were much different than his songs. The way that you went about it was different, and you just thought it was black. No. It's Africa in you. Anytime you put your mind to anything, the black mind shows up. And I want to see my people get back to that, or get back to black. No matter your skin tone, I want to see you get back to it, because that's where your power is. Your power is not out here dealing with, dancing with these watered down versions of truth, and in many times twisted versions. So the more that you connect with the community that has this kind of conversation, and you're listening to that, curiosity grows. And before you know it, you're lost in Google, lost in the library, lost in ChatGPT, looking into things. Before you know it, you begin to change. Your prayer language and how you communicate and talk about God begins to change. You use more expansive language. Your articulation is different. And people being, what do you mean by that? And so then you become an amazing tool in your community, starting right there in your family, to create conversations that have not been had, versus going over the same old all these years with what somebody has said, God said, or said, the Bible said. We're moving from that, and we're remembering. This is the Sankophilization and the Africanization of our spirituality. And it absolutely positively has to happen. You got to get that onion peeled and peel that stuff up off of you and get into some power and begin to articulate in a way to where stuff happened just as you said it. And you have to believe it and know that when I speak it, it is so. Then let it go. See, that is how the universe, the spiritual world, quantum field, how it all works. You do not want to keep pushing. Are there moments when we're aggressive? Last Tuesday in prayer, and it is public now. We made it public while we was in transit, coming from Dubai here. And just listen to that prayer language. That was some aggressive praying. But it's not like that all the time. You know why? Because if you train yourself to just push, even in your manifestation, the energy behind that, there has to be a let go at some point. So that then the quantum field, the spirit, the universe, God can begin to answer your vibration. Because see, I know you're praying really hard, but if you haven't got singular in your intention, it never goes up and becomes what we call in church the sweet smelling savor into its nostrils. If you do not vibrate at the proper frequency and broadcast that signal consistently, then there is no meeting of your signal and the magnification of more of that. So there's no need to always push. You have to have a let go. So then you get out of the way, the signal is there, and then all of the powers of God, the universe, the quantum field, physics, and science, all of that begins to meet that request, that prayer request, that broadcast signal, and then amplify it and give it more of that, give you more of that, and you become more of that. So you have to get out of the way. You do the work, and then you pull back, and you let go. That is the act of faith, is letting my prayer go, letting my articulation go. I manifested by what I said, I done this working, and then I step back and I let it go. You don't get out the way so that the magic can work. You see, get out the way so the magic can work. Put that in the chat. Get out the way so the magic can work. Right, I love that, Glenda. You need to let the manifestation breathe. Yeah. So this is extremely important. So the trajectory point, I'm going to review a little bit of what I said last week. Then I need to connect it to my experience by here. Look at the cosmic clock. Shout out to Nicole for giving us that terminology whenever we're dealing with the astrological. Let's look at the cosmic clock surrounding this. what is about to happen, where we're about to go. Where we are right now in our world, if you've been in our community, you already knew what was up. But one thing that I must say is things are actually happening just as said, but there's an acceleration, an escalation that I'm sensing that I actually was looking for the closer we get to April the 6th. Can you hand me this over here, this paper towel? And it's very interesting to see it. Now, hold on. Hold on, you guys. It's very interesting to see it move so quick. See, let me make this statement about astrology. See, astrology is all about looking at the patterns in the sky and looking at the math surrounding it and projecting, looking at history. And then as a prophet, you're sensing. It is the marriage of science and spirit. And this is how we got the location on Jesus. And maybe I need to talk about that too, because that's a trajectory point. And mankind, humans, behavior can accelerate or switch or change, slow down things because we are as gods and we do whatever we want to do. And so man's actions can shift and change things. That's why there needs to be a consistent inquiry as relates to spirit. You need to be looking at the math, the numbers, the science surrounding your day, every day. What is your number for today according to your astrological sign? What is your energy number? What's your life path number? What is your personal year number? These calculations need to be a part of your life. It has to be a balance of science and spirit. That has always gotten our people the victory. Science and spirit marrying each other. It has to happen. And what the systems that we have done has separated science and spirit and put them at odds. That was by design because it keeps you out of power and it keeps you out of timing and seasons. You can't grow nothing if you don't discern seasons and time, a time to plant, a time to sow, a time to harvest. And so they disconnected our religious practice, and I'm using Christianity. They disconnected it from science, the science of the heavens, the math of Mother Nature. And that caused us to lose sight, sensitivity, more than anything, prosperity. And then we were given a tool that we can use now to basically psychologically damage ourselves with requesting things from a God in the sky that we always had a relationship with, that we partner with and went and got at our darn self. See, the whole religion now is a farce. It's a trick. And if you are going to be a fit for the future, you have got to vomit Christianity, the version you've been practicing. And you got to find a futurist, a teacher, some black man, some black woman that is connected to source, spirit, God in a way that it will begin to bring you back to your beginning and your origin. Everybody listening to me, you've got to get rid of that practice of Christianity. Now, I don't know what that looks like for you. I'm a deconstructionist, so I go all the way there. But for some people, you can go all the way there, and then you still practice or use certain tools, or you may have certain language, but you in your head, you know what you mean. For instance, if I say, Lord, prepare me to be a sanctuary, pure and holy. Ooh, I messed up. You get what I'm saying. My sinus. Hold on. Excuse me, y'all. This travel got me a little under the weather. Sinus. Pure and holy, tried and true. Then that word, Lord. Now, wait. That was never the language to use to address Supreme God, Grand Spirit, Divine Intelligence, Source Maker, Creator, King of Kings and Lord of Lords. What? A king is a man. A lord is a man. Rome, Catholic Church. Fuck it up. And it was so that you begin to connect leadership with supreme power. And then when we got hold of that, Ben, and we was on the plantation, we loved it. We acquiesced to that. My pastor, what the pastor say? If the pastor ain't saying it, I ain't gonna believe it. My man of God. We began to just go into this thing and we listen to whatever they said over the pulpit as the truth versus looking up stuff for our darn self. All of that was by design. See, the whole religion is a farce in the sense of how it is presented with a European and Western lens. Now, when you get back to Christianity in its purest form, is the way I like to say, it's a whole different ball game. Whole different ball game. Okay. All right, so if I have moments where I have to cough or whatever, I have a post-nasal drip that started about 3 days ago, and it got worse in the travel. And now it's down in my throat. So there's that. All right, let me see. All right, so let me look at, God, there's so much I want to talk to you about. But let me start with looking at the prophecy for the month, and I'm going to connect it with what we have going on. Can you guys see me good? And are you experiencing any technological issues while watching? I don't know what that is. Let me know if you're having any technological. Okay, you can hear me and you can see me. All right, everything is good. That's what you guys are saying. All right, so let's go a little bit into this right here. Somebody said it keeps freezing. Who said that? Miss Pat said. I wonder if there's something going on in Atlanta. I was frozen for a little. I don't know what that is. What are you on, Nancy? What is the main computer on?
It's on Wi-Fi.
It's not supposed to be, isn't it? Okay, you can't change it now. Somebody said there's an overcast. What you mean? All right, let me go ahead on. I start asking people. Everybody got their different analysis, and we don't know what's going to be wasted time in that. Okay, so let's look at the prophecy. The prophecy said, I am slowing things down to fine-tune your aim. Now, tell the truth, we're not okay with that. At least my air signs don't like it. I like to see what we got to get done, go right after, get it done, bam. Come on, Geminis and Libras. Raise your hand if you like that. Oh, yeah, it is raining and stuff. Yeah, that's yeah. How many are like that? Geminis, Libras, Aquarius, where you at? That's me. But this is what the Spirit said now. The Spirit said, I am slowing things down to fine-tune your aim. A lot of us don't like waiting on nothing. And we don't like the slow drag stuff, like go ahead and get it done. But the Spirit said, this is what I'm doing. Oh, the responsible overcast. All right, Tay. All right. Gemini moon here. Yeah, y'all lift the hand. Come on, tell the truth about it. We don't like this prophecy. Can we just say that? We don't like it. This is one time where there's a prophetic word for the month, and I do not like it. I ain't going to say one time. I feel like I remember another time. I don't like what the Spirit be saying. Are y'all going to tell the truth about that? I don't want to hear that. Slow down. I mean, you feel like ain't took long enough to get here? To this right here? When you talk about slow down. No. Right, CJ, she's a Libra. She said, I only like it now because slowing down was prophesied to me, but usually no. Exactly. Oh, Lord, Aries, you understand. Come on, fire sign. Fire signs, y'all understand. Yeah, exactly. Nobody wants to hear that. But it's what Spirit said. And this we went on in a discussion March the 1st. This was March the 1st when we first started this conversation. Oh, today is March the 8th. That's great. Well, nobody wanted to hear that. That's not what we want to hear. Shamako said, your earth sign, of course. I actually like when things going too fast, I miss. I feel like I'm about to catch up for a better impact. Okay. But I'm just saying, I don't like it. I want to be honest. And I want you to hear me say it as a prophetic person, a prophet. I don't like what Spirit is saying. Because it's okay for you to say that. It's okay for you to have an opinion about what you hear in the Spirit telling you to say or do. It's not wrong. You're human. I don't like that prophecy. I don't like that prophetic word. I feel like it's already been long enough. Why more slow down? What is it now? I'm just trying to help y'all. So I'm slowing things down to fine-tune your aim. You won't use as much strength as before, but you'll do more. Now, that's the part I like. I like that part. This change in pace will give you unprecedented precision at each degree of your progression. You're strategizing inch by inch, and you'll implement and be exact. I say, I like all of that. My Aquarius analytical mind love that. Carefully consider every move in this recalibration. So if you feel as though things have switched on you or something happened and now you had to pivot, you're right where you need to be. And at this particular space, this is a pivot that's all about fine-tuning for trajectory, where you're going. This is the point of trajectory. So you do all of the work you need to do right here so that you're aiming the shortest distance to your goal and target, the shortest distance to your destiny. And the Spirit said this to me, that it's not a month, it is a moment. That this is a moment where we do the work at the trajectory point. Okay? Now let's look at trajectory. What trajectory point means as relates to this teaching. We know there are some mathematical, some physics definitions around the trajectory, but this is for this teaching. A trajectory point is the moment where correction overrides acceleration. So let me fix this. You're doing pretty good, you're doing pretty well, but I need to make sure that we're not going to end up in the same place we were in last time. So let me correct some stuff. There's some stuff that still needs some correction. Okay? The calibration matters more than the momentum at this juncture. Okay? At the trajectory point, aim is adjusted so arrival isn't only possible, but precise. See, some of us want to get it done because we got to go. Everybody knows we have this goal and what we're trying to do, and we just want to get it done, prove it to ourselves and prove it to our haters that we can do it. But Spirit said, you don't need to be worried about showing everybody arrival as possible. I want you to be precise and concise. Speed is no longer impressive, Spirit says, but your accuracy is. Slow down. I don't know if you guys been noticing, but if I feel in my spirit, in my heart, no, Larry, take time for yourself. You don't do prayer this morning. I'll make a post on Patreon and I'll push it on. You know how difficult that is for me. But I'm listening to what Spirit is saying to me, and I'm listening to what Spirit is saying to all of us concerning this month. At the trajectory point, you begin to make some changes and some pivots. Things happen that sort of change how you are postured and where you're placed. Prime example, while I was flying over to Dubai, and I say this to you guys, I said, I feel like, I said, I'm not going to say this is Spirit, but this is what came to my mind. I said, I'm going to stay here 4 months. Because you get meshed into the culture, the people, you start meeting people, business starts happening, you start creating a new world, a new life. But I'm always there for 3-4 weeks and then leave and come back. It sort of stops things mid-track. And so that was my intention. So when I got there in January, I was just going to be there. And that was just going to be it. I didn't want to leave Dubai. I'm sitting in this chair, ticked off about it. I didn't want to leave Dubai, and I do not want to be here in Atlanta. But, you see, I woke up out of sleep, and I began to pray. It was my normal praying in tongues. I was still laying in the bed in Dubai. And I just felt go. And that was the second time. The first time, it happened like 2 or 3 weeks prior. To the point, I told one of the people that with me, Junior, I said, because he was saying something, I said, maybe you should, I said, don't stay here if you don't have the grace to stay. Just go ahead back. And this is before. Now, you know they're one Spirit, but they're many different administrations, and nobody has all of them operating all the time. And then he had told me, say, I had a dream. This was way before. He said, and there was a missile was coming. We was at the beach, and it just hit to the right. I said, a missile? So this was like February. Okay? And I played with it, you know. I just did have a thought cross my mind to go home. Life went on. Then I woke up that morning after praying in the Spirit, and by this time, we knew about the missiles and drones that were being shot at the base in Abu Dhabi, which is about an hour drive away from Dubai. I don't know why, but it just is. I'm a calm nigga. Don't nothing. You still gonna be popping off, and I'm good. My ex Jennifer, she used to say, Bishop, the whole house can be burning down, and you're just calm. It's from Tadero Reid. My father's the exact same way. That's where I get it from. I just feel like whatever is happening, there's a reason for it. And I know I'm going to be all right, especially if Spirit ain't told me about this tragedy or situation, then I know I'm going to be all right. So I'm hearing the boom, boom, sitting in the air. Nothing came to my mind about leaving. A couple of them said they were leaving. That's okay, fine. That's no problem. But after I finished praying in the Spirit one morning, I got a feeling. I said, well, you know, maybe I'm picking up what somebody else feeling. Because my wiring, I'm good. It's going to be all right. Ain't nothing going to happen to me. But wisdom, and we're going to see this. I'm going to talk about the Magi a little bit. But wisdom kicked in and say, now you know you're going to be calm and you ain't going to be able to pick up if this is what I'm unctioning you to do. But you know Mako will get that kind of information. Junior dream, my second thought, I called Mako. I said, Mako, first of all, I called him 159 times. I couldn't get him until I decided to do a FaceTime. And I called him on FaceTime, and he answered the phone, hello, looking like Josh, his son. And I said, Mako, do you think we should leave? He said, I just was pulled out of a dream, and you was running, coming to grab my hand. And Constance Dow and his mama, who are friends, was like holding back this man or situation through prayer. And I ran to grab Michael's hand and said, I got the tickets. I said, what? I said, okay. And I was sitting with my laptop, and I literally just got on Emirates and set the first ticket that got canceled, then the second one that got messed up, and then finally then the third one we got out of there. To me, that's a slowdown. That is a correction. Because I would have just stayed and continued to push forward business and what we're doing there. But especially go back. Mako got it. He picked, and I'm going to say this, and I'm not saying this so that you can give at the high performer level and the stakeholder level, because those are the people you call, oh, yeah, I forgot to say this. You can have opportunities to support MBN Network Global. You get to decide the level at which you want to donate this morning. I'm asking everybody that's listening to me to donate. Let's do this. Let's do Wednesday night this morning. I failed to do that. Everybody can do $53.33. It's the third month, and those threes have a spiritual significant meaning. So everybody do $53.33. Everybody else who can do more, first level high performance, Michael's going to be calling you $133.33. Stakeholder $33.33. That's powerful. He's going to be calling you, and those do $533.33. I'm going to be calling you with the prophetic word. Thank you to those that last week supported us at that level. I've already sent out your prophets, except two people I got to talk to Miss Pat about. I don't know who their names in. I think this came into Celestial Circle. And so, except for you, everybody's been completed. That you will always, if you give on a Sunday, by next Sunday, you're already going to receive your prophet. Sometimes you get it the next day. Same thing on Wednesday. By that Sunday, done, okay? And it's not time to do it now, but if you got to go and you want to, the way that you can donate, and y'all remind me where I left off in that story. The way that you can donate on this platform is through Stripe and Zelle. In the link in the chat, anybody with a blue wrench is going to put a link in there. And you're able to do your Teruma and also your seed of $53.33. Teruma, say it again. What was that? Okay. Yeah, over there on the left is the Teruma. That's I love you, Dr. Reid. Thank you. It goes to Dr. Larry D. Reid Ministries. And then over there on the right is MBN Network Global. Stripe and Zelle are the only two ways. If you gotta go, you can go ahead and do that right now if you got to go. Put in the chat that you did it so I can recognize you at the end of this stream. So look at the combination of spirit speaking and then science. Where's the science at, Larry? I immediately began to think about the trajectory point. And I began to think about Pluto, Saturn, Neptune, and Uranus, which are the four outer planets that we've been looking at since 2024 that has been telling us the time and season without fail. I'm asking all of you to do your own research on these outer planets and how it connects to your personal chart and also the U.S. chart, and then look at what is happening so that you can begin to navigate. When I looked at my personal chart, it's the spirit. This is the scientific part of spirit when we was coming. I began to look at my personal chart, and that day I said, oh, all of this aligns. I said, okay, this is right. So I need to go back. And I really was going to go to Ghana and just stay in Ghana. But when I began to look at the U.S. chart, its birth chart, July 4th, 1776, and I began to look at its time of birth and look at what's happening there against my chart and these four outer planets, I said, okay, yeah. Let me go ahead and make my way all the way back to America. Then I went and referred, before I made a decision, I referred to the prophetic word for the year. So I went to December 2025. And Spirit said that in the first part of the year, all the way into 2027, actually it's going to be a longer period than that, but by 2027, everybody's going to feel the fullness of the time that we're in. as relates to a lot of things, but particularly as relates to restrictive movement. This opening and closing of borders. And I remember that. I said, wait. With this escalation that is happening, if something begins to happen on our soil, as I saw in 2017 and shared with you, I said, then we're going to have these restrictions. And everybody's not going to be able to just pick up and go out the country. You're going to have certain clearances. Biometrics becomes a thing, and AI surveillance. Your using of your money, the borrowing of money, the getting your money out of the bank, all of that increases. And we started seeing signs of that. I saw that from Rhonda and Nicole Johnson about 2 or 3 weeks ago, began to tell me things that their bank is telling them when it comes to their purchasing power and their purchasing choice. All of that is going to begin to happen even more to us all. It's a season we got to pass through because Pluto, the 20-year period, bringing Renaissance advances in technology, but the first 10 years is pure hell. So 2024 to 2034, that's what we're going to be dealing with, those developmental transitory pain changes. That's just going to be, cannot escape it. But if you have a futurist and a prophet that is in your ear, and you yourself have your own understanding of science, the heavens, alongside of your tongue-talking Holy Ghost-filled self, you're going to be, in your own chart, you will be able to navigate, and this can end up being the best of times for you, although we're in the worst of times. Are you listening to me? Did I not say that right, Tamara? I meant Tay. I'll be messing up your name. I got 3 different Tamaras and Tamaras in my life. Okay? And so you see that even when the discovery of Jesus with the Magi, that's what I want to discuss here. When it came to the Magi, now y'all know who the Magi was. They say the 3 wise men traveled from afar. They were guided by a shining star, just to see King Jesus where he laid in a manger, filled with hay. Oh, Jesus, Jesus, oh, what a wonderful child. Y'all remember that? Well, it wasn't 3 of them. It was a whole group of them. And the group of Magi was made up of scholars, astronomers, scholars of the time, the thinkers, the thought leaders. They were all one grand band of elite intelligence and knowledge. And amongst them were astrologers. And later on, we got 3 of them names. I remember one of them named Cephas, Caiaphas. I can't remember all of their names. But 3 of them were named later on, not in Christian biblical theology, but later on in medieval times. Matthew 2:2 says, "Where is he that is born King of the Jews? For we have seen his star in the east." Do you know your star? If you know your star, put in the chat, "I know my star." If you know your star, put in the chat, "I know my star." Having the baptism of the Holy Spirit, a strong prayer life, and being prophetic ain't enough. Moving forward from here, it's not enough. You, or the one teaching you or coaching you, needs to have the science. In this scripture, I see science and spirit. Let me show you where the spirit part is at now. I love that. See you put in the chat, "I know my star, I know my star." I see somebody saying, Beatrice Turner said, "How do I find my star?" come into Patreon, patreon.com/Larry Reid Live. In there's a tab that says collections, and one of those, they have so many on astrology, begin to become a student of those lives. Where is he? Because we don't come tell us it ain't true. Because we done seen the star. They studied these magi. They studied the celestial movement and recognized a signal in the sky. I love that terminology. God bless my lips. A signal in the sky. Can you read the signals in the sky? You need to be able to. Having the Holy Ghost and the Spirit talking to you ain't enough. It's not enough. It wasn't enough for the first civilization, and it has not been enough for anybody that's walking at a certain level. I remember J.P. Morgan said, and I say this often, that millionaires don't pay attention to astrology, but billionaires do. We have seen the star in the east and are come to worship, recognize him. Honor is what that means there. The star became their navigation system. And the Magi understood something that most people ignore, that the heavens move in order and it signals certain things. And if you can track the order and the movement, divine timing can be tracked. When I looked at my chart and looked at U.S. chart, I said, oh, I see. You know, a lot of my spiritual roots is in Africa, and my people, after their colonization, they began to embrace other religions, particularly Islam. So if I'm in Ghana or I'm in Dubai, I'm very aligned with so many different energies that comes across in everything that I do. When I looked at the chart, I began to track time, and I said, oh, I need to go now. I need to leave right now. I didn't like movement being restricted, but it was bigger than just me. Movement is about to be restricted for us all. So heavens move by degrees and in order. The Magi understood this, and they were able to track divine time. And we've seen the star is right here. Now, the most important part of the story is in the 12th verse. And being warned of God in a dream that they should not return to Herod, they departed into their own country another way. And I was trying to get back to America through New York. And Spirit would not allow it to be any other way except through Ghana. And then New York. And then to Atlanta. So you see here, science pinpointed the divine location. Then the Spirit spoke. What did I tell you? Science and spirit. Science and spirit. You need science and spirit. Do you know your star? Hold on. All right. Do you know your star? Science and spirit. Can y'all put in the chat science and spirit? It's been right there in your face all these years, and you just needed the right prophet, the right deconstructionists and futurists to look in there and to say, look here. Oh my God, Dr. Reid just ain't talking. This is what happened. It's just right there in your face. You need the bow. Well, Larry, I don't understand. I was bad in math in school. Okay, well, connect with somebody. Get the right person in your ear. The right person in your ear can change your year. Get the right person in your ear so that you can be clear. Clear ear. Clear. The right person in your ear. And because God spoke, see, the science brought in there, but see, God was in the leaving. He said, leave and go. Don't go back the way you came, go another way. The star guided them to Jesus, but it was the spirit of wisdom that changed their exit. So me getting to Dubai, the time I did was, and you know if you're in the community, we talked about certain things that lined up. It was so much. Right time, right moment. But arrival is not the only thing that matters. What matters just as much is the exit. I'm talking to somebody that met the person that you were supposed to meet, and you may have connected to them in a way you shouldn't. Maybe you married them. But now, Spirit is saying it's done and it's over. You graduated it. And you're too loyal to them to where you will not hear Spirit telling you exit. Or maybe you're comfortable. But the arrival and the meeting of the person, getting to the right place, right time, right people, right processes, that's one thing. But when Spirit said, okay, now that's complete, you got to hear the exit. Your exit strategy matters. Wise people know when to inquire of the Spirit about a change of route, a change of action. I'm not going that same route or route anymore. And see, at the trajectory point, all of that has been measured and calibrated. Your movement, your pivot, your when, why, how, where. And getting all of those corrections, it changes the outcome. It cuts the distance to your destiny in half. No wasted time. The prophecy said you're going to do more with less energy exerted. You make the correction. Now you're in the right direction. You're going to go the shortest route to your target, your goal. Your aim going to be fixed. But it happens at the trajectory point. Don't rush this. I'm slowing you down so you can hear and sense and see and feel and know which way you should take. Everybody take a moment and hit like and share, please. So the trajectory point will not only determine where you arrive, but it will also determine how you leave. So the correction is here, and then you begin to move forward. But you're moving forward at a certain time, at a certain season. All of that gets calibrated and clarified at the trajectory point. They followed the star to find Jesus, but after the encounter, the Spirit told them to do X, Y, Z. They understood the signals that God, before you and I became, they understood that God put signals in the heavens. And those signals and that science was in the heavens before man wrote books about him. Before the books were written, he was. Before the books were written, she was. It was. They were. Before the religion could create the Talmud, the Bible, the Quran, God, Ayala, Allah, whatever you want to call it. Whatever you want to call it. An angel, an Orisha. Before the books were written, source already was. Olola Damari, Supreme Creator already was. Oloran, Ilela Dumor already was. Amun, Atum, Ptah, Ra, already was before the books were written and the religions created around him, she, they, it. In Zambia, Mpungu already was before Congo cosmology began to do what they did and define things, you see. Whatever you call it. And I want you to understand that you calling it something limits it. Whatever it already was before we got into the work of defining it and calling it God or any of those other names. All those names I call were just different religions, their name for God. I forgot Yahweh, which is a big one. So interesting to see black Christians practicing Judaism. Yahweh, 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 Yahweh. We don't do that. What are y'all doing? Who taught y'all that? They programmed us y'all something good. We ain't asked no question when they said Yahweh, Jehovah. Ain't asked no question. But them they say Allah, wait a minute, that ain't right. We don't listen about the same thing. That's a demon. Why ain't Yahweh? Y'all see how that go? One of the things we was at Reformation one year in the Spirit said to us that the supreme source is all. Now that's our revelation in this community. And it resonates. God is the joy and the strength of my life. He removes all pain, misery, strife. He promised to keep me never to. God is, God is, God is, God is, God is my, here we go, all, and all, God is, He's all. And we didn't get it then. And we didn't argue it. The Africa in us didn't argue it. We know that's why that song hit certain people. It's the Africa in you that knows that is the greatest understanding, one of the greatest understanding of God as a concept. All. And naming him. It just is our way of understanding him. They, it, she, us. Now that's a whole other concept I'm going to bring to y'all, but we're on the main platform. God is all. God is us. God is in us all. God is us. God is not in singularity. He sits in community. That's why he wants to commune and communicate, because he is in us all. He is us. God is a consciousness, and consciousness itself is a frequency that we all get on to become us. I ain't gonna bring that out up here, but that was on the plane. Spirit was talking to me. I said, I was getting it. Oh, I need to share something the Spirit said to me as soon as I landed in Ghana. Hold on. Oh, let me see. I'll find it. I put it in my phone. Where are you at? Oh, here we go. Now, Spirit said this to me, And then somebody the next day sent me something, and I posted it in Patreon. I see y'all in the chat. Y'all with that, y'all, that God is us is wearing y'all out, ain't it? Hey, come on, Gramble. Exactly, Latina. Think about it. If everybody understood God is all and God is us, this war would not be going on. Not this way. That don't mean there won't be conflict. They don't mean there won't be struggles to understand and to negotiate and to communicate. That doesn't mean that. But if everybody understood that God is all and God is us, nobody will want to be the superpower. Everybody would love shared power. But men begin to define God. Ugh. And that's where it went wrong. Because every man felt like the way they defined it was the truth. Or at least better than how they did and how they did. And now we got this. So where now the Strait of Hormuz is cut off and it's affecting everybody's money. Everybody's gas prices, food supply, burning and bombing up these things. You know, the area of the world rely on fresh water with these plants. And you're going to bomb that? Now that's on the agenda to make it to where people don't have fresh water in 2 weeks. We are off. God is us. It includes me, but it's not me only. God is us. God is we. God is all. Right, Latina? We didn't realize how powerful that song was back in the day. We didn't. But our spirit did, you see. Africa in you, cosmology from Kemet was in you. You did understand it. You just understand it deeper now. Your spirit resonates. That's why it tore you up so bad. We are the collective. This is why it is imperative that we understand and be in community. Preach, Erica Batson. With the understanding that we stand as God and untied as the supreme intelligence, we will learn to share the power given in, even exchange instead of fighting to be supreme. Bing, darn, oh. Yeah, it still sends me, and probably much more because you know. All right. I forgot what this is what I heard. What's this now? 2 days ago? Or whenever I landed in Ghana. We were walking through the airport. This is what I heard. This is important for everybody to hear me. Take a moment and hit like right now and share this link, because what I'm about to say is very important. All right. Spirit said this to me. And I believe it may have been my angel. It said, while you still have money, while you still have access to your money, do something wise, and do something now. I'm going to put this in the chat. I want y'all to fill this copy and paste and and you need to send to your family members. If you're in Celestial Circle, they may be in here watching, but they may not be commenting. Somebody go drop that in Celestial Circle. Somebody has access to Patreon, go drop that over there and tell them that's what Spirit told me. This was on March the 6th at 9:19 a.m. Y'all got that? You may need to send that to your family members. Tell them this is the word from Spirit. Excuse me. Then what I saw was sent to me on the 7th, or whenever it was. It might have been last night, but I posted it. BlackRock, which is the company you should be watching if you're in American finance, they had 9.3, let me say it like this. All of their investors requested money out of their investments because of basically what's happening with the stock market, this war and the certain fears. Now, they have a 5% cap written in from the beginning, but it's never been an issue. But these people, investors, were requesting 9.3% of the liquid value. That has never happened in the years of the company. When you start seeing the ultra-rich move a certain kind of way, we didn't understand totally why, like 3-4 years ago, the internet was littered with Jeff Bezos and Mark Zuckerberg, whatever his name is. Zuckerberg, what? Who named them that? Zuckerberger? Is that Mark Zuckerberger? Whatever the white boy name is. Started building all these bunkers. Now look at where we're at now. Mr. President, the lady asked, are you concerned about any retaliation on the U.S. soil? Well, as I said before, lives will be lost. The hell? Y'all. Now you gonna be okay. That don't mean the hell ain't gonna be scared out of you. That don't mean you might have to run. That don't mean you might have to lock yourself out. That don't mean you might have some days where you have to be careful how much you cook because you may not be able to go to the store and they may not give you access to your money. I'm not saying you won't have those days, but ultimately you're gonna be all right. We're gonna get through this. But for the Spirit to tell me that, Larry, and I'm a global citizen, and my jurisdiction as a prophet goes beyond the Christian church and beyond America. So if that is communicated to me, oh, you need to pay that attention. Pay that some attention. And Miss Pat says she felt to take some of her money out the bank. And you should, bit by bit. And them old folk knew something. Now, one thing is, because this won't be the first time that in American history where the banks, you just don't give you back your money. It ain't just happened in America. It's happened in other places. Let me tell you something. The moment you put your money in the bank, it ain't yours no darn more. And money being yours is an illusion anyway. But once you put it in the bank, it's no longer yours. It's theirs. You gave it away. Now, who does that? Go work, get your money, then hand it all to somebody else. You have really got to have me some kind of secure to where I would do that. But nobody in their right mind is going to just do that. But we do it all the time. In fact, We get paid from our working and it goes straight into our account. We trust the system that much. Shh. The Spirit says, do something wise and do something now. Them old folk would knock a hole in their wall and stack that money in there between the two 2x4s in the wall. Go get you a safe. Remind me, I can't get into mine. I got to unplug and reset it. Right, Zion. History repeats itself. Exactly, Glenda. This is the reality. Just numbers on the screen. Exactly. Are you a financial analyst or I think something like that? Pull it out. Why do so many people embrace astronomy by call and astrology Gemini? Did they originate from the same? Astronomy and astrology was never separate. And those of you in the School of Prophets, we just went over this last week. If you're in the School of Prophets and Mystics, put your hand up. We went to the history and can show you the place and the people and the time when it got split and why. It happened over time. But yeah, they were never separate. And everybody separates them. That's about, well, astronomy is one thing, but astrology is something else. And then they make it mean stuff it don't really mean. Because nobody is worshiping the stars, just the science. And if you don't believe in science, don't take no pain pill no more. Don't even go to the doctor, because it's all science. All right. All right, so we looked at what I wanted to look at as far as the Magi is concerned. But let me give you an overview on what we're going to be doing, and then I'm going to let you go. We got about 40 more minutes, 38 more minutes. Excuse me, y'all. So the trajectory point is where misalignment is exposed, angles are corrected, vision is refined, focus is disciplined, and energy is redirected. Okay, so God, there's so much. This is going to be a lot. I don't know how I'm going to do this in 1 month. We're going to talk about your money trajectory, relational trajectory. And we're going to get more into the astrological meaning of the trajectory point. In astrology, trajectory points, they happen at shift moments, critical degrees of planets. Slow planets speed up. Slow planets change sign, meaning planets that stay in a sign for many years, like Pluto's in this for 20 years. This that we see between Neptune and Saturn every 36 years. You need to know your Saturn return as well, because it usually happens around your 20s and 30s. So if you get married before the age of 30, 32, or get into a career, you'll notice somewhere around 25 to 27, maybe around 30 years, you have a significant job change. Everybody look back in your mind right now in your 20s. Did you have a significant job change or significant loss of relationship or something changed big? Think back. Your answer is yes. You did. That's the work of Saturn. So we're going to get into that. And I may have to do it on Wednesday, when normally Wednesday is a Q&A. I may not be able to do a Q&A Wednesday. I may have to do part 3 of the trajectory point. And I want you to really understand the technology around these degrees, because degree is important. That gets shifted at the trajectory point because you can miss your mark. With the spaceship, 1 degree shift in a spacecraft early in flight can move the landing point thousands of miles. And it's the same way psychologically, spiritually, and emotionally for you. And what you do at the trajectory point, it can affect the direction you move in, your orbit for decades. Okay. Married at 33, divorced at 40. Okay. I just talked about this. Most of my niece and nephews changing around 27. That's right. That's it. That's Saturn. All right, we're going to talk about this more. If you want to support this platform, and we need your support in Donald Trump's America, we need your support. Whatever level you can support us at. Hold on for a minute. I got mute. Whatever level that you can support us at would be appreciated. And for those of you that are supporting us at the high performance stakeholder level, the other prophet in our community outside of myself is going to be sending you an audio or calling you, thanking you for your donation, praying with you, and giving you the prophetic word. High performers and stakeholders. Let me know in the chat which one you've done. After you do it, let me know in the chat. Kendall's going to start so I can call your name and recognize you. And those that I don't see during this live, by 5 p.m. tomorrow, we give it by the end of the night, there's going to be a posting in Patreon. And so I always look over that. Well, not always. I try to. So you decided? Okay, now this is the way you go to do that. The link is in the chat for Taruma and also for your seed. Oh, it is Jesus. Yes, it is Jesus. Y'all know that song? It's Jesus in my soul. Now, see, I have knowledge, so when I say Jesus, I understand I'm talking about love. I'm talking about power. I'm talking also about my own strength. Yeah, Jesus is just a channel for me. I don't worship Jesus. Oh, it is Jesus. He never asked me to. Oh, it is Jesus. Yeah, yes, it is Jesus. It's Jesus. Is that Andre Krause? Yeah. In my soul. For I have touched the hem of his garment. You know, I don't care if I'm singing in hoarse out here in the public for people to rip it apart. And his blood has made me whole. Bang-a-lang-a-lang. I've tried, dang-a-lang, Lord, as I could. Seemed like nothing, yeah, did me any good. Then I met Jesus. He was passing by. Then I ready to give him a try. Dang-a-lang-a. Oh, it's Jesus. Yes, it is Jesus. Oh, you said that's Sandra Crouch? It might be Sandra. Kendall talking about is one of them Crouches. That might be Sandra. Can somebody find out? Wow. Brenda, for real? Hey, during the deconstruction phase, you can't judge nobody. Some people don't want to be called Christians no more. It was Andre. Don't want to be called Christians no more. Some people disassociate themselves from the Holy Bible and from the cross. So what? You can go out there, stand on top of it, burn it. That's not going to remove God. Can't take God from me. It's not going to remove your relationship with God. You can find, he was talking before the book. I'm going to tell you what I used to do in the 90s when I started off my sermon. I know a lot of y'all think this just started. It's a new read. It's not. It's just me getting back to where I started. I will be in the pulpit. You know, the pulpit is high. And then you got to do this in remembrance of me table most times. Do y'all know what I'm talking about? And I would take my Bible and over the pulpit, especially if there wasn't no table there, and then I would just drop it. You hear church, you hear people, all gas. I said, this book don't mean nothing. Now, if I'm lying, I'm flying. I wish Lisa was in the chat. I'm pretty sure Marco was there. Yeah, I did that at your friend church years ago that I preached that in the country. He in the chat. Marco, tell them I ain't lying. You said the Bangalanga is sending you? Y'all picked up some weight over there in that Dubai. I left here at 187, and now I'm at 192. And I was walking 10, 15,000 miles a day. But every little step I take, I ate something. Every little step I make, I turned around and ate something. Every little step I make. I mean, I was walking and eating. And somewhere in there, I got a little off balance. Oh my. Let me bring my mind back to America. The food is so good. So again, it's really good, I'm trying to tell you. I'm walking them 10, 15,000 steps. Sometimes I had like 3,000 because I just didn't feel like it that day. But I was eating and walking. And walking and eating. I had don't know how many strawberry sundaes. Oh my God, I don't know how many chopped cheese sandwiches I had at Global Village. Oh my God! The bread was so buttery. And then they had these short rib tips at this little booth in Global Village. I ate pounds upon pounds upon pounds upon pounds upon pounds of them. I did. No shame I have. Just a little bit more weight at the top. I'm gonna get it off. I'm gonna get it right on off. But one time I said, no, I want 2 orders on this one plate. It piled up like that. The bone has seasoning in it. I would lick the bone. So my grandma had us chewing on the bone and chewing on the marrow. Said it was good for your blood. Oh my God, I ate until I ate. I mean, everything just good. And then they have all them chemicals in it. You know, if you drink sodas more than you normally do. But I didn't balance it out. I should have maybe walked 7 days a week versus 5. And I picked up weight. I did. Lovely. Then I went to Ghana. The first place I went within hours of landing, I did. Those of you that went with me on the first trip to Ghana, you know what I'm talking about. I went to that place. They got that nice sweet drink that mixed all the juices together and set up in a big cup like that. And it smoked a little bit and then it foam. And then you got that steak that lay over that mashed potato. And then they give you the goat prior. Oh, I feel good. It was so good. Everything seasoned down to the fat and the meat in it. Sucked it all up. And then I thought I was done. I remember the hotel I stayed in got a good roasted chicken, and they got little balls of onion. I love an onion. They ball like that, and they saute and they put it over the mashed potato and all the. I ordered it, sat upon my bed and ate it, and enjoyed it, and ordered the cheesecake in a glass too. Ate it too. Oh my God, I was so blessed in the mess. Sometimes you have to bless yourself in the mess that you're going through. And you have to choose which mess you're going to do. I'd much rather be left with a couple more pounds versus a new baby or some STIs. I choose food. You choose whatever you want to choose. I choose food. I fully enjoyed myself. Fully and completely. I said, I already got here, got to leave Dubai. I'm going to eat my way back to America. Did. I sure did. It did. It was amazing. You said, I love this, Dr. Reid. I love that I can bless myself in the mess. And you sure better. Whatever way you decide to, as long as I have a whole bunch of terrible negative repercussions. All right. So let me look and see who's supporting us. How do you know your star? Come to Patreon, baby. My financial advisor suggests that I move some of my portfolio into bonds. You shut up, Charlene. Okay. Out of the mouth of 2 or 3 witnesses. Thank you, Dr. Nikova. Nikovana. Sorry. Excuse me, y'all. Wait a minute. I was still on the screen. Y'all heard that. I hope I ain't mess up your breakfast or nothing. Speaking of breakfast, Nancy, can you go to Waffle House? I feel like getting titties this morning. I don't even care. They look like muscle still. I mean, they're still. I still gonna make them jump. I only care if they become titties today. I want the grilled chicken. I want the waffle light, not dark brown. 2 syrups. Egg scrambled with cheese and onions. Have y'all ever went to Waffle House and got egg scrambled with cheese and onions? If you've been watching me a long time, I talked about it before. You probably have. Grits, smother in cheese. Hold the toast, because it's real fat. You get waffle and toast. So hold the toast. I don't want that. I just want the waffle. And I don't eat my whole waffle. I cut it in half and eat that. And most of the time I don't finish that. But that's what I want right now, this morning. We're in America, we might as well do it. We're in America, might as well be fat and greasy. I don't want nobody to bother me for like 3 days. I got to recoup and get myself back together because I don't want to be here. I don't want to be here. And anybody that can understand me, only people who have been bit by the Dubai bug, and maybe you've been called to there, or maybe for you it's South Africa or somewhere else. Let me have my moment. For me, it's Dubai. Dubai. I don't want to be here. I don't want to be here. I want to be there. Well, everything in the war zone right now, stuff is happening over there. I don't care. I want to be there. But I'm here, so I might as well minister to my middies and give them what they want, which is a meal from Waffle House. And if that floor ain't dirty, go and find me a Waffle House with a dirty floor, because that's where the food gonna be the best. All right. All right, so let me go. A minute. I'm making the best of being here. Went to the store, got a handful of stuff. I got back 63. Marco, okay, I got home, but I was in America less than an hour and went through $100. Let me explain y'all something. I can be at my house, get on the Kareem app. If I want to be real fat, I can get me a milkshake. I get me a dinner, a drink, like I ain't got nothing in the house, and it cost me $15 to come to my house. I can do that 4, 5, 6 times, and they went through but like $60 or $70. I can then get on a Uberations or Kareem's and go clean to the Dubai Mall and back in a car and still ain't busted $100. Or I can do even better than that. I can take $3 and go on the lovely, luxury, amazing train straight there and back. That take a lot to get used to. Then you over there for 5, 6 weeks, and you going out to eat, doing everything, and you using a fraction of your money. The rent can be high as all it want to. I eat more than I be at the house anyway. That's a lot. You go there and get a little something, $63. It messes with your mind. But one great thing is going to do is going to change how I move here, because I'm thinking about this is not it. There are other worlds I can eat just as good, if not better, for a fraction of the price. Up out of the way to get up out this system. Sometimes 6, 7 months out of the year. That's just a good financial decision for a single man like me. To where I ain't got to eat up all my money. Literally. Because I eat. Right, Erica. 1 or 2 times on what you getting. One time I ordered a proper meal, it's $60 to get it to my house. I'm telling you the truth. Okay, so it's the 8th day, so I want 8 super seeders. I forgot to speak that. Oh my God. 8 super seeders, 8 high performers, 8 stakeholders, and let's do 58, 53, 33. We can do it. Right, Glenna, it ain't it. Eat better for less. In fact, what Dubai is doing now in 2026, for those, because Dubai is 80% expats, meaning people from somewhere else. And a lot of these people are from America and they want sweet, sweet, sweet. Or they're not from America and they like America sweet, sweet, sweet. So Dubai says, okay, we try to be all things to all people. We're going to start putting this in the store, but we put it in a certain section and we charge you more for it. So you'll be more inclined to eat cleaner. I was like, what? It's the opposite way in America. You got to pay a war leap of money for a little piece of something so you can preserve your health. And the fat kill your stuff is cheap, 99 cents. 99 cents. Oh my God. Yeah, you ate good and you ain't break your account. That's what I'm saying, Troya. Definitely need to be. And see, now what we understand that our president is absolutely crazy and bloodthirsty, so we just got to choose differently. So it have to be the places where a global war or unrest isn't affected. So this is a great gift that we've received. Those of us that are making the exodus, we're able to say, okay, I see, and let's look at the stars. This place here, this could be a problem. If you're not graced for that, I was talking to some global citizens, some investors, nomads, that were in Dubai this time of the year, because it was great, great weather this time of the year in Dubai. And they have property in Saudi and other places. They said the only thing about places like this, they said you have to, sometimes they got confident. This is Dubai's first, because the missiles going over here. And the missile or drone or bomb they've never been a target, but they're getting hit now. But anyway, and I was told that in my neighborhood yesterday, like my neighbor's place got hit with debris from a shot down drone. I know that was a mess. And they said 40 to 50 booms went off back to back. You could hear them in that area. And that, I know that unnerved some people. But now we know what places to go that won't be affected by any kind of political unrest. Yeah. Excuse me. Like Mama said, it's good as coming up. It's all coming out my head. All right. So, Kristen Patton, Super C, great. I get to speak with you this week. Thank you. Joseph, God bless you. Partner C, Sandra Woods, that's in the high performer. Thank you so much. Beverly, Partner C, thank you. We're going to get to our 58 for sure. Erica Batson, our very first stakeholder. Thank you. Partner C, Vonda, how you doing? Miss Pat, high performer. That's another one, number 2. We're going for 8. Thank you. Partner C, Tay Tay, thank you. DeQuincia, you should have received a prophecy from me this morning. Let me know in the chat that you received it. Thank you for high performer. And 8888 to room, that's so nice of you. Thank you. Another high performer, Travis Patterson. I think the high performers are going to win, get there quicker this week too. High performer, Lorene Benet, how are you? Thank you. Dorothy Curtis, high performer. Oh, that's it. High performer, not that out of the water. Thank you. Rashida and Granville Taruma Tithman, stakeholder. All right, thank you so very much. Batson Shelley, Taruma and Partner C. Thank you, Shelley. Miss Akeem always sends me when I see her donate. Partner C, thank you so very much. Lori Scott, Partner C, God bless you. Thank you. Tam, thank you for your prophetic words. Partner C, thank you. Crystal Williams, how you doing? Sing your way out. Maureen, bless you. Seed song, I don't know what it was, but thank you. Anyway, in the Zara reverse, thank you for Partner C. Okay, we should be we passed 50, we probably need like 48 more. CJ Tabiri, Partner C, thank you so very much. Brenda Foster, high performer C. I know we got those 8 already. Thank you. Crystal, who is this? Super C, who is that? I am Christy. Christy J. Okay, you're going to be hearing from me. Thank you so very much. Miss Akeem, I already got them. Thank you. Danielle, how are you doing? She done the high performer. Thank you. Mother Irene did the Partner C. Thank you. We should be in the 40s now. Latina, Partner C. Thank you. Nathan, Partner C. Thank you. Sheba, Partner C. Thank you. Regina Spade, high performer. Wow. Thank you so very much. T.E. Price, seed sown. Thank you. Listen, if you done less than 53.33 and you only could do 33.33, put it in the chat. Don't be saying. Sacrifice at different levels. Sandra Lawson, Partner C, thank you. Larry, how's your father doing? He came home today or yesterday, I saw in the family chat. It's just the heart stuff. Right now, my older sister doing all the preaching at the church, and he just chilling. Nikki Ocho, Partner C, bless you. Lahoma, you should have received a prophecy from me today, this morning. High Performance C, thank you. William Jones, Partner C, how you doing? Erica Counts, you should have received a prophetic word from me this morning. High Performer, thank you. Shamako's going to be calling you with a prophetic word. Partner C, Jermaine Gardner, how you going about? You're looking like a preacher in your profile picture. Sure is. Tiffany McCormick, High Performer, how are you doing? Tell your family I say hello. Miss LaShonda, Partner C, thank you so much. You said, yes, you did. Okay, great. Remember to check your WhatsApp if you select the circle. That's where I send it. You did, Erica? Great. Let me see here. Have you thought about having chef's meal prep your meals for the week? I've seen those who have means start doing that. I have considered it. I do have somebody to cook me a little something, but I don't have a daily person. I don't. And that would probably be very nice because I don't like giving a lot of my thinking to what I got to eat. I like for just to. So if somebody can do that for me, that would be a blessing. But I have other pressing things to take care of versus that. But that's a great idea. Thank you for that. Mother Ivory, Partner C, thank you so very much. Kendall Peacock, Partner C, thank you. Aw. And we're so glad you're here. I have to make an announcement, and I think there may be a Zoom after this. It's moved. Okay, so you may have seen the post on the main platform. A trip that we had planned for almost a year to Ghana. And y'all, I don't want to make it worse, but the energy there is just so necessary and good. Oh my God. It was a perfect place to just stop by there, just to be connected in that space, and then come back to prepare for America. I can, in good faith, as a leader, take everybody there on the 20th. I just can't. And so this is what we're going to do, because some of you already paid for your excursions. So not us, but this is something that MBN Network Ghana is doing. So MBN Network Ghana is going to reimburse you for your excursions if you choose to. Or whenever we go, and they already gave me some dates to look at. I'm going to look at the stars. Whenever we go, just know that that's already paid for. You ain't got to pay for that again. Hopefully you book your tickets and your hotels in a way to where you can just reschedule and you keep the credit. Then at least you got a trip to Ghana paid for. And then excursions and other things, we just going to handle that. If meaning, because to get a refund on it, turning the dollar went into CDs and the CD back to dollar, it loses money. So there's a gap there. But we can just keep it in the CD in our accounting system in Ghana and preserve it. So you decide which one you want to do. Just received word the meeting is on for today. Okay, at 11:30. All right, good. It's a good thing that was that time. I came on late. All right. So you're going to learn more about the logistics of that from those that are doing that. But I just can't. I can't. Now, am I saying don't go? I'm not telling you not to go. Look at your chart. Look at what's going on. If you feel like you want to go, go. But as far as it being an MBN thing with MBN.Reid name on it, no, can't do that. I can't. I just can't. I had a little bit of that feeling when I was in Dubai. Certain ones that was with me, I'm like, God, I got you out here in the war zone. And I'm graceful. I could stay. But I don't want to be in that position anymore. I just don't want it playing on me right here. So it's best for me to say, oh, let me wait. And then I consulted, done some divining, me, Granville, and Denise. And that same card showed up in all of our spreads. And so we knew not, And it was saying how great it's going to be, how amazing it's going to be. But that third card was like, wait a minute. There needs to be a lot of planning around this because of da-da-da-da-da. And that was all I needed. So honestly, that's what that right there was what I was feeling. I ain't doing that. See, that spirit and science, like the Magi, came to the star, then spirit spoke and said, don't go back the way you came. You need both. You need both. Yes, it's great. It's a lot of safety around here. Okay, if you're watching me, you say, okay, Dr. Reid, I want to become a part of what you got going on and be in the prayers and the teachings. Just get in Patreon. That's where the links are dropped. patreon.com/Larry Live. And text the word Reformation to whatever that number is that's going to show up in the chat, 888 number. And then you say, okay, but you always talk about Celestial Circle like y'all in consistent communication. Well, there's the MBN Network Global Partners. We have that. But there's over 100 and something people that are in Celestial Circle. You can get into the Celestial Circle. You can. You should consider it. Go to the website, mbnglobal.org. Look for Celestial Circle, and you can get in it right there. And once you've done that donation, $2,026, even if you ain't got the money right now, there are ways you can click in there and you can pay it over a period of months if they approve you for it on the back end. And we'll take you through the process to where you're approved. There are two people that I have to recognize this morning that are two of our newest, and that is Loretta McFarland and Blenda Yarbrough. I remember y'all name. Do you, Kendall?
Yeah, I remember.
Y'all been around for a while. In the chat for y'all been around for, I'm glad you made that decision. So you will be hearing from me this week. Once it's verified, we have received everything and you've done your paperwork, you'll hear from me this week as well. Yeah, came back safely. We made it back safely. Let me tell you, DeQuincy is going to be the first person to speak. She can be like, all right, see y'all later. I love you. I want you to have a great day. All right. See you later. I love each and every one of you. And, of course, continue to pump this song. Oh, and don't forget to go to the iChooseMe.store and get your statement and prophetic declaration. Some of y'all need to wear this to family reunion. Because them niggas don't do nothing but ask you for this and ask you for that and ask you for this and ask for that. Oh, I just joined Patreon. I recently heard about you. Uh-oh. See, y'all, that's one of them. She going to end up being a Celestial Circle. See, that's why I come out here. For her. That's what I come out here for, people like her. That don't fit where they're at. They got something different on them. Because you got ears to hear me, you have a certain kind of prophetic makeup. There's something about you different. That's why I've been coming out here for you. You get in Patreon, you get in them prayers. We get in Patreon, go in the collections tab and start learning. Yeah, we'll see you in Celestial Circle real soon. Yeah, she pretty too. That's almost a prerequisite. God don't make nobody ugly. You got to say ugly, Kendall. God don't make nobody
Ugly.
Oh, God don't make nobody ugly. I said God don't make nobody
Ugly.
God don't make nobody ugly. I said God don't make nobody.
Ugly.
I said God don't make nobody.
Ugly.
I said God don't make nobody.
Ugly.
God don't make nobody ugly. I said God don't make nobody. God don't make nobody. God don't make nobody ugly. God don't make nobody ugly. Oh, God don't make nobody ugly. 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 Nobody can't have no ugly duckling. He ain't made it. You come from hell. Nobody. Why you look like that? Nobody. He ain't made you. I said, God don't make nobody ugly. Hallelujah. He don't. He don't. Oh my God. All right. Let me let y'all go. About you talk about you missed all of this. I know it is. Y'all missed Larry. That's what drew you in. That was the lure. And now look at you now. You done got so filled with your own personal power and clarity and learn and then turn into a celestial, a mystic. Yeah. You said the balance is what you live here. All right. See y'all later. God don't play about me. He don't play about you. Remember that. That song has a code in it. You need to say it. Go play it on your own. I'm tired. See you later. Bye.